As you get started in our English 102 online class, I want to give you a little tour of how to find yourself around the class. Now, first of all, as you got in, you should have started on the Getting Started page, where you can watch an introduction of myself and you can read through everything that's here about the course. From there, you'll want to be able to go over here on the left and click to Course Syllabus. And there you can download the syllabus and you can read the no-show policy. You need to take this syllabus quiz by August 23rd, or you will be reported as a no-show. You could also keep scrolling down and you'll see the syllabus in its entirety right here, including, if you go to the bottom, this is this schedule. So you can find that there. If you go back up here, you go back over to the left-hand side. From there, you can go down to instructor information, and in there you'll find more about me, and that's me right there, and how you can contact me. I will say that this semester is very different than any other semester, and my online office hours are going to be all virtual, so I will have none where anyone would be in campus. I do encourage you to come to online office hours. Just because you're an online student does not mean that you cannot meet with me. To do with that, you'll just send an email for now to tell me what time you would want to come. I'm trying to find a different process to do that, and when I do, I'll let you know. But otherwise, when you get a time to come, you'll just click over here where it says online office hours, and then up at the top, you'll see join course room, and that's where you'll just go ahead and go in there and you'll join the course room, and that'll bring you to an area that'll ask some questions, whether you want to show your video or your audio. And I don't mind if you don't want to show your video, because that's down here. Mainly if you want to just talk, and what I can do is I'll walk you through. I could even bring up your paper, like an essay that you would like help on, and I can walk you through it here. So that would be for online office hours. If you have any other trouble, if you're new to Blackboard, make sure you click onto Orientation to Blackboard, and that's going to take you over here and tell you some of the most important aspects that you need of Blackboard for this class, about submitting an assignment. Okay, I'll give you more information on that later. Also about how viewing your grades and my comments on BoxView. You'll want to watch that. In addition, you have a lot of discussion boards in this class, so you'll want to watch this video about how to participate in them because they are graded. So you could go ahead and look at these and get some idea of how this will work. Mainly the meat of our class is right here, lives in course content. So when you go here, you can see, make sure you read through all of these, like especially up here, MLA format. You are graded on format, so make sure you read that. What I've done, if you have any questions, you can just click here into this discussion board. If it's a question that you think may help other people in the class, go ahead and ask it here rather than an email. That way I can respond to you and everyone else can get the same answer. So as we get closer to doing assignments, you'll see that we can submit our rough drafts here, submit some essays here, and take our quizzes here. One thing I'd like you to be aware of is that we have a video repository. This is going to become your very best friend in this class. So if you were not very strong in English 101 and you got out of English 101 with a C or a D, this up here will really help you. Not saying that that's wrong and that's bad, but it just means you're going to need a little more help. And unfortunately, we don't have like a dual class that goes along with it. But these videos here are the ones that I use for my English 101 class. And there's a lot here, and they're quick. A lot of them are just on Khan Academy of how to do certain things to remind yourselves. And so again, they're fast, and they'll just remind you of how to do some things. Okay? Even some of the best writers need to look at some of these videos now and then because we forget. Okay, especially right here, this here, you'll want to take a look at this, and this will kind of, you might not have ever even thought about this. All right, but anyway, if you go into the rest of the repository, I'll tell you how to deal with Connect if you're not sure how to do that. And there's just a lot of stuff here that I will come back to and show you. Many of these videos are located throughout the class, but they're also in this repository just in case you want to see them, but you forgot which week you saw them. So you can go back and go ahead and peruse the repository by yourself. I do want to take you over here to course content again. And so what we will do is, if you go down just to the modules, I've got it broken down. If you go into here, you can see that like this is what's going to be due for this first week. And so you can see on the outside the dates when they were due. I try to make them all due on Sunday just to make that easy for you. But do realize that when we have drafts of essays, that's not always going to happen. Just for the sake of time. So if you were to go down, you might see something where it says a different date. Just be very aware of that. So mainly though, for this week, we're gonna and I will give you a weekly update. So and I'll do the same thing that I'm doing now for each week, so I can guide you through to make sure you know what you're doing. So if you click on week 1, it's just gonna, in order, pretty much tell you what to do. So just follow the directions. The first thing you're going to really want to do is look at this PowerPoint about the rhetorical situation. You need to learn about something called the exigence, and you'll learn about it in the PowerPoint. It's not necessarily in the textbook, so you'll want to start here. I also have a link here that will help you. If you go look at this, it's going to exactly describe it. Okay, because we are going to deal a lot in here with Aristotle. This class is actually built upon Aristotle's 5 core concepts of rhetoric, and so this will be a good introduction for you. Okay. Other than that, if we go back into course content, after you've done these things here in the syllabus quiz, you'll want to go down and watch this TED Talk. After watching the TED Talk, you're going to answer all of these questions here in paragraph form in the discussion board. You will post your discussion board before you can see anyone else's answers. So when you go to post it and you don't see something else there and it says that it's empty, it just means that you have to post yours first. After you have posted yours, you'll be able to see other people's answers and compare them with your own to see how well you did. You are graded on this assignment. I will tell you, in order to answer some of these questions, rather than just clicking simply on this link here within the class that's embedded to this YouTube video, you want to go over here and click on going to the video where it's actually in place here. Okay. That way, if you do that, you can look down here and it's going to give you more information, and this information you will need to answer the questions. Okay, so if I go back, that's what you're doing. Then you have your post there, and then after that, here's a sample of what you want yours to look like. Okay, and if I can kind of try to bring this up quickly, I don't know exactly how quickly it's going to come up for me here, but and it did come up, so I'm going to bring it over to you. So it comes up, and you can just see this is a sample from a different TED Talk that I switch them out now and then, and this was a different TED Talk. So your answers should be about this long. Okay. Okay, so if you go back over here, when you're introducing yourselves to these Connect activities, mainly all you have to do is click on the first chapter here, and if you're not already registered with Connect, it's going to ask you a few questions, and once you've done that, you won't ever have to do that again. So if you see one that says it's a reading assignment, yes, you're required to read it, but you will not receive a grade for it. Now, I can't make you read these assignments, but this is college, so you're expected to read the chapters. What I do, though, is at the end, if we get to the end of the semester and you have a 79.5% in the class, I'll go back and look to see if you've read all these chapters. And if you have, in addition to continuously turning in work on time and other factors, I will most likely give you the B instead of the C. If I go back and see that you had not read the chapters, or that you clicked on it and were only in that chapter for like a few minutes, then I probably will leave it as a C. But then you'll want to move on into learning about academic writing, so you'll want to watch this PowerPoint, read through it, and then take the quiz on it. After that, there's another video here. This video is actually embedded in the PowerPoint, but it's here for you as well. I would like you to think about these questions here while you're watching this particular video, which is a cartoon. And then when you're done watching the video, you're going to do just like you did above with that TED Talk, and you're going to go into the discussion board and answer the questions. Now at the end, I have one more video. It does not have any questions that go with it, but I would like you to take a look at this because it's going to answer some questions for you that maybe you didn't know was a common error. Okay, so especially right here, this is a big deal. In this class, see where it says using I or you and contractions? Yeah, in this class, you don't get to do that anymore. That has to do with academic writing. But this woman right here explains it pretty well. So, and it's actually meant for international business students, but it's a good video. So anyway, that'll get you through the first week. And feel free to go through our class and look ahead. I do not have any adaptive releases or anything set up so that you can't go from one week to the other. You can go ahead and click in every single week to see what's expected of you. Okay, even up until the end. You can even start planning now for the end. So with that said, if you have any questions, again, please make sure that you think about putting them right here first in the questions for the instructor, or go ahead and email me and I will answer them as soon as possible. So I hope you enjoy this class as much as I enjoy teaching it, and have a good week.